Hi everyone, myself Dr. Yoganand HS, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, Sai Vidya Institute of Technology. Today I'm going to discuss about forced oscillations. The oscillations of a body are said to be forced oscillation such that the amplitude of vibration of a body remains constant under the action of external periodic force, which acts independently of the restoring force. The examples for the forced oscillations are the oscillations of a swing pushed periodically by a person, the oscillation in an LC circuit, which is connected to an external AC source, and the motion of a diaphragm in a telephone receiver. Let us derive the differential equation of forced oscillation or the expression for amplitude and phase of the forced oscillations. Consider a body of mass m executing forced oscillations in a damping medium with the application of an external periodic force F sin pt. If x is the displacement of a body at any instant of time, the force which is responsible for oscillation of a body is the restoring force from Hooke's law. The restoring force is proportional to displacement and acting in opposite direction. So therefore, we can able to write the restoring force is equal to minus k into x, where k is the proportionality constant called force constant. You call this as equation number 1. Since the body is oscillating in a resistive medium, so therefore, in addition to restoring force, there is an opposition force offered by the body, or you can call it as the resistive force acts on the body. So therefore, the resistive force is directly proportional to velocity of the moving oscillating body and acting in opposite direction. So therefore, resistive force is equal to minus r into dx by dt, where r is a proportionality constant called damping constant and dx by dt is the velocity of the oscillating body. So for the same body which executing the forced oscillation, an external periodic force is applied. So in this particular case, the applied periodic force in order to maintain that amplitude constant will be given by the periodic force is equal to F sin pt, where F is the amplitude of the applied force and P is the frequency of the applied periodic force. So the resultant force or the total force experienced by a body which executing the forced oscillation is, there are three forces are acting on it. The one is the restoring force which responsible for oscillation. The other one is a resistive force which is the force offered by the medium. The third one is a periodic force which is applied at a regular interval of time in order to maintain the amplitude constant. So therefore, the total force experienced by the body executing forced oscillation is the sum of the restoring force, resultant force, resistive force, and the applied periodic force. Therefore, you can able to write. So resultant force is equal to minus r into dx by dt minus k into x plus f sin pt. From Newton's second law, the force experienced by the moving body is given by F is equal to m into a, where m is the mass and a is the acceleration. So writing the acceleration in terms of displacement, m, the resultant force or the force experienced by the moving body can be written as resultant force equals m into d square x by dt square. We call this as equation number 5. So here the equation number 4 and 5 represents the force experienced by the moving object or an oscillating body. Therefore, equating equation number 4 and 5, we get m into d square x by dt square is equal to minus r into dx by dt minus k into x plus f sin pt. Or rearranging this equation, d square x by dt square plus r by m into dx by dt plus k by m into x is equal to f by m sin pt. Or we can able to write the above equation as d square x by dt square plus 2b into dx by dt plus omega square into x is equal to f by m sin pt, where 2b equals r by m and omega equals root of k by m. So this equation or equation number 7 represents the equation of motion of forced oscillations. The solution for this equation is given by x equals a sin pt minus alpha, where a is the amplitude, so alpha is the phase parameter. So differentiating this equation with respect to time 2 times, so we get, so for the first differential we get dx by dt equals p into a cos of pt minus alpha. So differentiate once again, so we get d square x by dt square is equal to minus p square a into sine of pt minus alpha. Substituting the value of x dx by dt and d square x by dt square in equation number 7 becomes minus p square into a sine pt minus alpha plus 2b into p into a cos pt minus alpha plus omega square into a into sine of pt minus alpha is equal to f by m sine pt minus alpha. Here you need to add and subtract pt minus alpha in the RHS, then the above equation becomes f by m into sine of pt minus alpha plus alpha. Since the right hand side of the equation is of the form sine of a plus b, expanding this term by using the trigonometric function sine a plus b formula, the LHS remains same. The RHS becomes f by m into sine a, sine of pt minus alpha into cos alpha plus cos of pt minus alpha into sine alpha. So for this equation, so equating the coefficients of cos pt minus alpha and sin pt minus alpha on both sides of the above equation, we get, first I will equate the coefficients of cos pt minus alpha on both the side of the above equation. We get 2bpa in the LHS. The coefficient of cos pt minus alpha is 2bpa. In the RHS, f by m is constant. The coefficient of cos pt minus alpha is f by m into sin alpha. Or rearranging in the next equation, equating the coefficient of sin pt minus alpha on both sides of the equation, we get, in the LHS we have two terms which consists of sin pt minus alpha. The coefficient left out are a is common in both the parameter, omega square minus p square is equal to, in the RHS, the coefficient of sin pt minus alpha is f by m into cos alpha. You call this as equation number 9. After equating the coefficient of cos pt minus alpha in the above equation, you get 2bpa is equal to f by m into sin alpha. After equating the coefficient of sin pt minus alpha in the above equation, you get a into omega square minus p square is equal to f by m into cos alpha. Now, so square and add this equation number 8 and 9, squaring equation number 8 and 9. In the LHS, of squaring, a square is common in both equation number 8 and 9. You take the a square outside the bracket, and the remaining term a square into 4b square p square plus omega square minus p square whole square is equal to, in the RHS, f by m whole square is common. You take it outside, then the remaining term is sine square alpha plus cos square alpha. Or we can write the above equation as, since the expression for amplitude is required, simplify this equation to get the value of a. So cross multiply, a square is equal to f by m whole square divided by 4b square p square plus omega square minus p square whole square, where the value of sine square alpha plus cos square alpha become 1. Or further simplifying, so a is equal to, a is nothing but the amplitude, a is equal to f by m divided by root of 4 b square p square plus omega square minus p square. So this is the expression for amplitude of the forced oscillation. Then dividing equation number 8 by 9, so you get 2bp divided by omega square minus p square in the LHS. In the RHS, f by m get cancels. Then the remaining term is sine alpha divided by cos alpha, so which is equal to tan alpha. Since we want the phase term alpha, simplify the above equation to get the value of alpha. So tan alpha equals 2bp divided by omega square minus p square, or alpha is equal to tan inverse of 2bp divided by omega square minus p square, where omega is the frequency, natural frequency of the oscillating body, and p is the frequency of the applied periodic force. So this is the expression for the phase of the forced oscillations. Depending on the amplitude, dependence of the amplitude and phase on the frequency of the applied force, how that amplitude of vibration and phase of the body depends on the frequency of the applied periodic force. So now we have the expression for amplitude and phase given by A equals F by M divided by root of 4b square p square plus omega square minus p square whole square. Similarly, we have the phase equation alpha equals tan inverse of 2bp divided by omega square minus p square. So P is nothing but the frequency of the applied periodic force, and omega is the natural frequency of the vibrating body or an oscillating body. Now we have the first case. The frequency of the applied periodic force is very much less than the natural frequency of the oscillating body. So what happens? Since the frequency P is less than omega, so the value of P square will become very small. If you substitute this condition, since P square is small, so I can able to write the omega square minus P square is nearly equal to omega square. Since the value of P is small and B is also small, therefore I'm equating the term 2bp is nearly equal to 0. If I substitute this in the amplitude expression, then the expression for amplitude becomes A equals F by M, F divided by M into omega square. So this is what the expression for amplitude when the frequency of the applied periodic force is very much less than the frequency of natural frequency of the oscillating body. So then substitute the same condition or apply the same condition in the phase term. The phase term becomes alpha equals tan inverse of the value of 2bp becomes 0, the numerator divided by denominator, p square becomes 0. So therefore you will get 0 divided by omega square, or which is equal to 0. So alpha equals 0. What is the meaning of this phase term becomes 0? The displacement and the frequency of the applied periodic force are in phase with each other. There is no phase difference between the displacement and the applied frequency of the applied periodic force. So that is what the conclusion from the above equations. So when I move on to the second case, if the frequency of the applied periodic force is equal to the natural frequency of the vibrating body, we call this case as resonance. So what happened? What happened to the amplitude and what happened to the phase? You substitute this condition. When P is equal to omega, then the value of omega square minus P square becomes 0. So substitute this in amplitude expression. Then amplitude becomes A equals F by M divided by 2 BP or F by M divided by 2B omega. So since here you can able to see the amplitude is inversely proportional to omega. So there is no square term. So therefore, the when the frequency of the applied periodic force is equal to the natural frequency of the oscillating body, the amplitude of vibration of a body is maximum. So therefore, this condition is also called as resonance. Then what happened to the phase term? How that phase related to applied periodic force? So phase, you can have substitute this condition in the phase equation. So we have alpha equals tan inverse of 2 BP divided by omega square minus p square. So the value of omega square minus p square becomes 0. You'll get alpha is tan inverse of infinity or alpha equals pi by 2. So what is the meaning of that alpha equals pi by 2? So the physical meaning is the displacement has or the amplitude has a phase lag of 90 degree or pi by 2 with respect to the phase of the applied periodic force. Then I'll move on to the third case when the frequency of the applied periodic force is very much greater than natural frequency of the oscillating body. So this is significant only when the damping forces are very small or it is a less resistive medium. In only that cases, the frequency of the applied periodic force is greater than the natural frequency of the oscillating body. If you substitute this condition, so when P is very much greater than omega, then I can write omega square minus P square is nearly equal to P square. Substitute this condition in amplitude, then the expression for amplitude becomes A equals F by M divided by root of 4B square P square plus P to the power of 4. As P increases, the amplitude becomes smaller since the value of B is small or it is less damping medium. So therefore, as the frequency of the applied periodic force increases, the amplitude becomes decreases or the amplitude decreases where it is inversely proportional. So therefore, amplitude A equals F by M divided by P square. So then the phase term, you substitute the same condition in the phase equation. So therefore, alpha equals tan inverse of 2 BP divided by omega square minus P square, where PP get cancels, you'll get tan inverse of 2B divided by P, or you can able to write alpha is equal to pi. So what is the physical meaning? Alpha equals pi means the displacement as a phase lag of pi with respect to the phase of the applied periodic force. So thank you for watching.